The following video has been approved by the Jetty marketing team. It is rated Jetty for intense use of the word damn and many beaver-related puns. This video may not be suitable for all beavers.
G'day mate, and welcome back to Timberborn with me, Jetty. We left off our series with our wonderful beavers of absence just rolling into their first serious drought. As we can see, most of the map has dried off. The rest of the river is slowly, very slowly, very not slowly actually, flowing out. At the same time, we have a whole bunch of baby beavers that have been born into drought conditions. We have 156 water, 60 timber, 180 food, and we need to get through this drought with little prep, no prep done. Being that we're on the Niagara Falls map, we've built no dams. We've built not a single dam because, well, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. We do need to, today's episode, hopefully get some dams up and running. Also, hopefully expand out our list of jobs. Also, our housing, because with the amount of breeding pods we put down in the last episode, we're going to have a baby boom. We're going to have a population explosion. We need to find jobs for all those beavers, along with make sure that we have the infrastructure to support all those beavers. First thing I want to do is actually want to unpause both of these because I want one more plank. One more plank is going to be very important because we want a forester. I want a forester, actually no, I want a farmhouse right there. And then right behind that, I want a forester. I want to make sure we can reach up to the edge of the map. Okay, we're going to put a forester there. We also need a couple of other bits of infrastructure. We're going to go with a storage, a industrial log pile, because we don't have one of those yet. We're going to throw that in here. Yes, and we're also going to want a lumberjack flag here and here, I believe. We're going to want a couple of dedicated lumberjacks to chop down the trees in this area. 2 going to be enough? 2's probably going to be enough. Maybe when we want a third, but we can make up our mind on that in the future. Actually, we can throw a lumberjack flag in there. That'll do us. The other thing we need to do is, well, housing. Housing is going to be very important, which we'll up the priority on. We also going to need to make sure... Oh, Bashy Like Beaver Operator Toys has grown up, or as has Snoop, as has Major Lord. Major Lord has also grown up. Actually, we have one beaver without a job. One beaver without a job, you can come to... Actually, do we have an actual job you can do? Victoria Bailey has no jobs to do. Joshua has 20 out of 20 logs, which means technically they have no jobs to do. Killingsworth has 20 jobs, 20 out of 20. We're going to throw beavers in there then. Alright, yes, we need to get more housing, along with a forester. I really want the forester in and done. Pause you because we already have enough. So you plant trees up here. We're going to want a log pile. That's going to be very important. The other things we want to do is I want to expand into bigger and better things, which is going to require more science. Science is a wonderful thing to get done during drought conditions. Obviously, had I planned ahead, we would have got a few of these in advance, but we didn't plan ahead. Actually, I want to remove you. Okay, we're going to put a small water tank back there, hidden in behind things. We're also going to throw in science. I want inventors. I'm going to throw 2 inventors down there. Inventors are very handy during drought conditions because, well, the beavers don't really have much else to do. So when we're pausing things that only run during the wet season, we can throw those idle beavers in science. We can also throw in a water tank there and a water tank there. Priorities wise, time. We want that as very high. Yes, because the water tank's going to be pretty useless at the moment. We're going to go those as high. The farmhouse, the food's going to dry out in 1.2 days. What's the chance of me actually getting a farmhouse built in a day? 25 wood, we've got 51 in stock. Actually pretty high. There we go. Beavers like battery operated toys, and Victoria's going to come over here, and hopefully they can get some of this food harvested before it dries out in 0.5 of a day. Yeah, good luck, guys. Then we're going to move on to the log pile. Log pile at least means we can store up some of the timber. Also means that now we get a second one of these going in, which will cover us right to the edge of the map. We're going to plant trees and bushes. We have a whole bunch of birch plants planted over here, which means I'm going to go with pine from there to there. Pine the whole way. Yeah, let's go with pine the whole way. I'm reasonably confident we can do pine the whole way, which means we're going to prioritize you for pine. Yes. That's going to be the plan at least. Okay, log pile is done, and that's it for today's work effort. We do have 10 spare beds, which is good because we're down to 9 already, because huge beaver was born along with Matthew. Matthew was also born. Matthew's slightly less huge than huge, but you know, we appreciate Matthew, his size, irrespective of whatever his size is. We do need to fill in all these spots that are being dug up with more pine and also more birch. Raw pine. Yeah. Alright. 1.2 days left. Oh, I should have probably cut down their hours during drought conditions. Yes. 65 water left. Confidence factor is low. Very low. It's fine. It's fine. We hope no beavers dried out during the making of this episode. Also, at the same time, we have one of the inventor huts up and running. Noop's going to go hard to work in there. We're also going to set these probably as low as possible, because honestly, we would prefer the beavers do other jobs rather than sit in an inventing hut, trying to invent something with a sail on the roof that spins around and around. It's like a helicopter that never takes off because it's bolted to the ground. Yeah, I never said the beavers were the smartest beavers, but they are the inventing beavers. Most of our carrot has dried up completely. The sunflower will probably last a little bit longer, but we did save some of it. But we are also down to 40 water, which is going to be problematic. So we're probably going to throw a deep water pump over there. Priorities wise, we're going to max out these guys because they're actually useful. And then, well, that's about it. You are going to be set to very low as well. Probably just low. We do have enough timber that we can get these done because they're only 12 each. But it also means we're about to come back into wet conditions. Also, I want to try and get a path. Okay, with that done, we're going to set up a lumberjack flag. That's as far as we can reach down the path. So we're going to dump a flag there, and that one will be able to reach down here at least, so we can get everything down to that point chopped. You still have things to chop, providing you actually work. Joshua can be pulled. That we're going to go up one level. That one we're going to pause because there's nothing over here to chop it anyway. Yes. Okay. Second inventor hut is up and running. Yeah, Joshua can go work there instead. Yeah, there's lots of micro going on, unfortunately. Not a big fan of microing, but it's early in the series. It's early in the game, so a certain amount of micro is expected. We have 9 free beds, which is good. I got no idea how many babies are due anytime soon. We also have 28 water left for a, well, it's 0.6 a day, so we'll probably just survive the droughts. That's what matters, right? Even though beavers are walking around everywhere saying we're thirsty. We also have Christopher Wallace has grown up, and Martini has also grown up, which means hopefully they get straight to work. Oh, no, we have another inventor hut. Martini can go to work there. Another inventor hut has been done as well. Oh, and lubricated. We've got a lubricated beaver has been born. Definitely into dry conditions. They're probably not terribly lubricated, but they are getting the shelter bonus and also the shrubbery bonus, so we can't complain too much. The drought has broken. The water does return. The catch is on this particular map, half the water flows straight off the map. So the water's actually flowing in from the right-hand side much quicker than from the center. Also from the pond up here, the catch is most of that water is going to flow straight around our colony. In fact, we have 0 water left. We have a couple of dry beavers. We also have, oh wow, a lot of beavers were born. We have Victoria was born again. Also Jerky, the driest beaver, was born, which is probably fitting because was born in the end of the drought. We have a drunken beaver has been born, a bald beaver has been born, a dragolithic YouTube member has been born, along with Zach. Jacques has also been born and gone straight into water duty, even though there's nothing to pump. We love the enthusiasm, but for the right at the moment, I think we can pause that one. Hopefully the inventor huts can be run. What do we got with 35 water? Okay, so what's our next project? Our next project is 20 beavers. Our next project is probably water pumping. I think 2 more water pumps is a great idea. Also, bringing down our path to down here, because we're going to be moving our next project into some sort of dam conditions. We do have Noop back at hard at work. We have no beavers available in the district. You have 1 tree we need to chop down in the future, which is marked for cutting, even though there's nothing else to cut between there and there, or anything to cut between here and here. Can I plant pine right through there? Cool. And yes, the water flows directly. Oh, maybe. Yeah, the workday's over. Yes. Okay. So going back to wet conditions, we can have Metal Tooth, who just grew up, go there. We can have Foreign Beaver go there. We can have Martini go over there. We can definitely have you on planting conditions with Kyle and Tim. Beavers like Battery Operated Toys and Victoria can go back to planting there. We can get that one built. We can get you built, Forester, which we're going to up to priority number 1. We're going to set these guys as low as possible, because we are going to want to set those beavers back to work, which will be Noop over here. Also, Majan Lord there. We're going to have Crystal Wallace over here before he rides in battle Braveheart style. And that's pretty much us set back to wet conditions. Obviously, we're going to have to wait till the morning for the water to actually get here. And then we probably need to plan something about future wet conditions. Meanwhile, beavers are being born left, right, and center. Metaltooth grew up. Benny was born. Lucas was born. Chris was born, as was a slutty beaver. So, with the water flowing, beavers are slowly going to get wet, which is good, because we all like a well-moistened beaver. On top of that, Christopher Wallace is planting pine, as is Joshua Adams, planting the birch again. We do have the second farm up and running. Food is 73 food, and I'm really hoping that that works out in our favor, because no, don't prioritize sunflower. Prioritize nothing, please, because yeah, it's a couple of days before the carrots come online, and that could be problematic because we don't have a lot of food left. All right, with us surviving the first drought, the first thing we really need to take care of is optimizations. Although we have many pumps up and running, the productivity is not great. We've got an 82, we've got an 85, we've got a 97, and we've got a 34. Over here we have an 84. So what I want to do is we're going to go into labor camp, and we're going to get holding post. Holding post will give us 10 very strong beavers, unbelievably beefy and bulky beavers, which will do their best job of hauling stuff around. They come with a carrying capacity of 100% bonus, which is great. The catch is we're going to need 10 planks and 20 logs. We have exactly 2 planks to our name, which means we need to unpause these guys. It's fine because we have set up a baby boom, which means baby beavers are going to be popping along non-stop. In fact, they're popping along so fast that we actually have a sort of issue housing them all. So again, we need to go back into housing, and we need to work on a new housing block. Housing block wise, I'm thinking one there, and that doesn't fit very well. Can I remove you? That fits a little bit better. With a path along there into there, and also have to get that exploit in with a shrub. We're going to apply a priority of very high, followed by high, followed by any order you want, I think. Because yes, as soon as we get the hauling post up and running, our life is going to be a little bit easier. Hopefully a lot easier. Also, we need to make sure that every single pump is set to maximum priority. We are catching up in the amount of water. The catch is we also have no food. So we fixed one problem and made another. It's perfectly fine. You know, as long as we don't keep having baby beavers pop out everywhere, the fact that we have no food shouldn't be an issue, because we've got 23 adults and 26 children. It's a thing. Yeah, it's fine. Don't question it. So down here we have Fishy Beaver grabbing all the nuts off the trees. Eventually Fishy Beaver will finish playing with all the nuts. In fact, I think that's the last nut tree down here. So once Fishy Beaver's finished with the nuts, hopefully they'll find another job to do. Meanwhile, we're going to send Kevin in to chop down all the trees in this local area, because these are all pine, giving us 2 wood each, and then the chestnut trees are going to give us 24. Sure, more chestnuts is more food, but the problem is the food we need to actually cook it. We don't actually have cooking facilities currently, so we'll get around to cooking that in the future. Alright, with the hauling outpost receiving its final sniffing, we have, well, one piece of berry in stock, which promptly disappeared. But now we can get a hauling post up and running. Hauling post is going to make such a difference in the ability for us to move stuff around. So first thing we're going to do is come through all these deep water pumps and prioritize them by the haulers. We want the haulers to be moving around that water because they're going to be carrying twice as much. The other thing we want to do is we want to prioritize this farmhouse, which somehow got auto prioritized, and that one as well. It doesn't really help us currently with no food to be prioritized to be hauled around, but it's worth a shot. We do have those 27 chestnuts, which means we're going to set this to be our next construction site, being the grill, which we will have the recipe of grilled chestnuts. We probably should do something about growing some potatoes. Speaking of potatoes, we're going to come over this side. We're getting another farmhouse in. I'm thinking right about, actually I'm thinking, where do we need to be to cover all the way to the end of the island? Turns out right about there. I'm going to go there then. We're also going to get a path into here, across to here, down here, down here. And we're going to finally do something about blocking off the water. We're going to unlock this really cool technology called a levee. It's like a dam, except it closer resembles a block from Minecraft. So we're going to drag those right across and right the way across. Our plan is not to dam the water here. Our plan is to just block the water outright. That's going to be our plan down here. One thing I do want to do is I want to make sure everything down here is marked for cutting. It is. Hopefully the beavers will get around to cutting it in the not too distant future. We want to prioritize the housing because I have 9 beavers sleeping on the floor and more baby beavers being born constantly. We also need to make sure that that's set to pine, I think. Yep. That whole row's set to pine. We're planting pine as fast as we can. Also replanting birch as fast as we can. I think another forester wouldn't hurt, but we'll get to that in the future. Also, that's pretty much it. We sort of need you. You're almost built. Okay, and with 29 active beavers at work, how many? So Fishy Beaver's done. You can go pause outright. You got nothing to do here. You're paused outright and have 20 logs in stock. Yours still exists because you have 2 trees there we want to knock off in the future. Hairy Beaver has plenty of work to do. Noop has plenty of work to do. You have trees you can chop. There's not a lot of trees and there's a lot of beavers trying to chop those trees. So we're going to pause chomps, and also we're going to pause Fishy Beaver migrate across the map in a hurry, because really I think I'm going to remove, no, I want the chop down here. I think we're going to rebuild these. Yeah, I think I'm going to build you down there. I'm going to have one forester down there. That'll make sure we chop out these trees in this area because I want to build here. And there's freaking trees in the way, and I don't want to remove the trees. I want to chop the trees. We have 2 carrots to our name, which means carrots are obviously coming online. And the good news is nobody starved yet. Now, this is how you know you're desperate. When the fishy beavers left in charge of not only picking the nuts, but cooking the nuts. Yeah, we're desperate for food, but the good news is we have some berries, we have some cooked chestnuts coming in, and like I said, nobody's starved yet. Also, there was a carrot last episode. Well, yesterday. There was a carrot yesterday. We have planted up some more carrots. We are going to get that up and running. The construction beavers are going to do the housing first because we have 11 beavers are currently sleeping on the floor, which is dropping down our overall happiness down to a whopping great big 1 currently. But hopefully we can fix that. We also have plans for more water storage and a few other things, but we can worry about that in the future. I think food is the #1 priority for right now. Okay, another day ends, and the good news is no beavers have died yet. But we did have Tommy and Brodemir, huge beaver, who went along with type beaver. We also had a lumber squirrel being born. Which is good because we've got the barracks up and running. We had Mass Guardian, Rusty, and Ron Smits also born. So we have a few more beavers added to the colony. In fact, we have 30 adults and 26 children currently. We're slowly improving that ratio of 27 children. Too many children to not enough adults. Unfortunately, we've also run out of berries, which means the breeding pods are broken, which is probably gonna mean that I'm going to use this mod here to mass pause things because, oh my god, going around individually pausing things, absolute nightmare. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause all those. We're going to go down to just 3 breeding pods, mainly because that seems like something we can use to stabilize our population. This is going to bring us up to a grand total of just under 60 beavers, which is a lot of beavers. It's an awful lot of beavers. It's a lot of beavers I need to water. It's a lot of beavers I need to keep wet. It's also a lot of beavers I need to stuff with food. The good news is not a single beaver has starved to death, and the carrot's now online. So that should keep us in business. In the meantime, again, I want to go into our laborers, and I want to grab Builder's Hut. Builder's Hut's going to vastly speed up the speed at which we build things, obviously. The catch is I need 10 more planks. So we've had to unpause these guys again to start mass producing planks. On top of that, we don't have a lot of logs in stock. Obviously, having these guys being unmanned half the time is probably not helping us. We need to probably cut you back until we get a few more baby beavers born. And aged up. Yeah, we'll have a drunk beaver swing the axe down here, and Kevin supervising. Where are we? No, that's fine. We're going to plant carrots along there as well, and we should be good to start moving on to one of the big projects, actually getting a dam up and running before the next drought hits, we hope. And on the 7th day, Fishy was all out of chestnuts to roast. So we're going to pause Fishy. We're going to double check. Oh, none of those have fresh chestnuts for Fishy to play with, which means, yes, we're definitely going to get these levees up and started. We're going to set these to a maximum priority because when it comes to building levees, we need to get the bottom block built. So it's a build of 1 block at a time, and after that one's built, we work on the one above, and then the one above, and the one above, and therefore building dams and building levees is very slow. Chomps can be paused because you only have 1 job in life, which means we can set 2 more, both fishing chomps, into here to get stuff hauled around. That's really the only thing a priority. Yeah, we have the barracks being built slowly. Water is pretty okay. It's half full, half empty. And we're still chomping down trees as fast as possible. Yeah, and there's only 1 tree here with a little neighbor down here, which is a day away. So the next beaver that grows up, we're going to send them down to this lumberjack flag to get rid of these two. And then that frees up at least this side of the map. Don't know what we can do with it, but we have freed it up at least. So Victoria's clone, I'm pretty sure it is, as Victoria is now age 7, and was one of the founding mothers. Is chopping down that last tree on this side of the map, which clears off this side of the map, which is good because as soon as that's done, we can find something more productive to do along this side of the map. That lumberjack flag is all out of timber, so it can go away. We also have still a complete lack of food, even though we are planting and harvesting as fast as possible. We just need to play catch up, I believe. We also have Builder's Hut is waiting on planks, which is silly because I have 10 planks in stock. Yeah. That would probably help. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully we get the Builder's Hut up and running shortly. As soon as that's done... 12 out of 12. Maybe that's our issue. Maybe they're building that, not that. Yeah, we need to get that done and up and running. That'll free up a lot more building production, and therefore we can hopefully get a dam built. Also, hopefully we can do something about food. Yeah. Our Builder's Hut just got its final sniff, and we've had Christinese, Benny, Bold, and Kevin come over here and man the building hut, which means we now have 5 items missing workers, which is 1 of the choppers, and 4 researchers. But that's perfectly fine. Eventually another beaver will age up and come down here and man this one. In the meantime, hopefully we can start getting this dam built. We have the first tile is in and just requires a sniff. Good news is Slutty Beaver has popped across here to give it a sniff real quick, because of course she has. Alright, Beaver will sniff anything, which then means we can get our first tile up and running. Next thing I want to do is I want to plan ahead, so we're going to go into parts. I'm going to use some of our valuable research points to unlock wooden stairs. We're going to put a wooden stair in here and in here. It means 2 things. One, we are going to plan to get a lumberjack flag here and here and here, also here and here. We're also going to plan to get some food flags in here and here with another lumberjack flag here, I think. And what we want to do is build all of that. And after we've built across, we're going to come through here and we're just going to chop down everything. We are going to be a little bit selective. We're going to get rid of the maple first, and then the more maple, and the more maple, with some maple and just a touch of maple. I'd love to get some maple syrup out of these, but that research is a little bit further away. But we're going to get rid of all the maple first. Meanwhile, the couple of gatherer flags are going to come here and grab all the nuts. I'm willing to bet it's Fishy Beaver over here grabbing nuts again, because we know how Fishy Beaver is with their nuts, but you know, as long as somebody grabs the nuts, I guess it's okay. As long as they're gentle with the nuts. It's very important. Food is still borderline. Water's doing fine, but food, not so much. We have 6 lakhs of workers. Okay, 6 lakhs of workers means we're going to pull off 2 people from water pumping and get them over there instead. We still definitely need some more beavers to age up. We've got 40 adults, 20 children, which gives us a grand total of 60, which we have 10 free beds, which is a good sign. But yes, we could definitely do with more beavers. Definitely more beavers to get more production done. Another thing I want to look at was a shrine. Shrine is 100 research, 120. We get a shower. Shower is going to require more. More, is it? Probably. I get a shower in. How's a Lido? Yeah, Lido's far too expensive. But a shower? We can do a shower to get that wet beaver experience. Maybe we just ignore it and see whether we actually catch up on hunger. That's probably not a bad idea. Also is setting you over to birch because, oh my gosh, we're out of birch. Which means that wood chopper there and that wood chopper there is pretty much all our wood currently. Which is definitely problematic. Yeah, maybe the inventors will invent some way to make the trees grow faster. Yeah, don't hold your breaths. They have a fan that's turned into a helicopter that spins very, very slowly that tries to lift a building, a very heavy building, off the ground. Not the fastest beavers in the shack. Now, with more of the crops coming online, maybe we'll catch up on food. Maybe. But in the meantime, what I've decided to take the beaver's mind off things, we're going to go into well-being and we're going to grab a double shower. Double shower, I assume showers 2 beavers at the same time, because it's very, very good to have a shower with a friend. You never know what sort of mischief you're going to get up to, and they need to be hung over the edge. So we're going to throw those over the edge. We're going to set them for a slightly higher priority. Not that I think it matters, because what happens is we have at least 12 beavers that can build things, and only 1 beaver can sort of build one thing at a time. They do have a habit of coming over here and dumping all the resources at once, but then they all go home and nobody comes back to sniff it to get the actual thing built. Yes, about that. So we have our first shower in and our very first wet beaver, and it is Munchy Beaver. Of course, Munchy Beaver is going to be the wet beaver, but that's okay. It turns out Munchy only went for half wet before they went for a break. Well-traveled beaver is, of course, going to be the second wet beaver. Same story, went for 50% wet, then gave up. Brudimir also comes down here and gets wet. Also does the lumber squirrel, who is still a child, unfortunately. I don't know whether we can talk about children beavers being wet. Munchy is back for more. Go to work, Munchy, please. Oh, you're unemployed. Perfect. Okay, speaking of unemployed beavers, we are throwing down another inventor here and here, because I figure if they're going to be unemployed, at least let's make them think about their actions or lack of actions. We are still trying to get food in, planted, grown, and harvested as quick as possible. Food is definitely a issue going forth. But hopefully if we get this bridge done, this dam done, this levee done, we can do something about our food needs along with our population and labor, because, well, we can get all these guys in and done, and will give us an influx of timber to get more dams done. At the same time, grab a whole bunch of nuts, because, you know, nuts are food, and food. Friends, not food. No, that's a different movie entirely. Well, it turns out even whilst the beavers are dying of starvation, we can get the goal of, well, level 7. We have fed 53 out of 60 of them, so that's a thing. And we've got 51 adults, so at least we fed 2 of the children. Not that they worked hard enough to deserve it, but at least we fed 2 of them. Oh, you've got some nuts. You know what? Actually, we'll send a beaver along here to grab the nuts off that, because we're almost that desperate. Oh gosh. Saw beaver, you can pause. Foxy beaver can go grab the last tree. Or Majon Lord. No, Foxy's going to grab it. Okay. In that case, you can also pause. Actually, no, you guys can unpause. You can grab these trees. That hopefully we're going to grab the nuts off before you harvest. Yes. At the same time, we're just a couple of levy points away, so probably by the end of the day we should get the first section of the bridge done. As for the rest of it, well, here's to hoping we get it done before the drought starts. This doesn't solve our problem, because of course the other side of the river is still wide open. And finally, the last block does go in, and we've completed our first dam. Sure, there's another drought, probably right around the corner, knowing our luck, because the only thing predictable about droughts is that they predictably come when you don't want them to, and you are not prepared. We do have at least 5 beavers looking for jobs to do, with nothing available for them to do. We also have, well, actually, if we get these up and running, we probably won't have 5 beavers looking for jobs to do. We also have, obviously, the job of, in the very next episode, getting the rest of the dam done, right the way across the river. Plus, we now have this new zone here that we're going to definitely do something about. As for food, we're, yeah, still playing catch up, sort of. There's food there, they've just got to harvest it. That's proving to be the difficult part. But I do need to leave this episode here. We've got an awful lot done. We've got an awful lot more to do. We have more beavers to talk about, more names to say out loud, and more puns to definitely drop. So, with all that said, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. Like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you definitely haven't already. And I will see you guys in the very next episode. Alright, bye.